And, but when I went around to every contractor that was working with us at that time, and I said, this is what's going on. This is why I'm quitting. I don't want to be the fall guy here. I don't want you thinking I deceived you. Two of them said, hey, why don't you do for us what you did for My Claims Care online? Build our stuff through video. Now, they didn't know I had a videographer with My Claims Care. I had never touched a video in my life. I never edited a video. I had no idea what a lens or frame rate. I had no idea, zero, how to even work it. But I said, sure, I needed money. And two of them gave me a chance. Long story short, I started with a cell phone, did everything from a cell phone for the first 6 months. I had no idea what I was doing. Finally bought a camera and moved into the media space from there, just completely based on necessity. Now we have 9 full-time guys here, W-2. Everything stays in-house with our people here in Orlando. We travel around to contractors and produce amazing content for them. All of these guys around me are 10 times more talented than I ever was. And so they really make our clients look like rock stars. So it goes from collections to funding, and then necessity, we work our way into media.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of a weird way to get into video, but I went to YouTube University. It's how I learned everything. For the first year, I had nobody on my side.
Yeah.
So I would shoot the video, would shoot the whatever, and I'd go back and I'd edit it myself. And I just learned everything on YouTube.
Were you a Premiere guy, or what was your tool of choice?
Yeah, so DaVinci is my tool of choice. Before that, I used something called Power Director was the name of this program.
Okay.
It was kind of the only reason I started using that is because they had a really good app on your phone. And so when I started with my app on my phone, it just kind of transitioned into using their program on the desktop. But it's a crappy program. I mean, now I look back and it can't do anything that these others can do, but it worked for me at the time, to be able to get me over the hump.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's it.
That is awesome. That is fascinating with the collections. I feel like there are multiple companies right now doing that same thing.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder, like, are they just in for hot water, or is it like you need a certain amount of backing from VCs or something to make that work? Like, did you have any takeaways from that? I guess you weren't the owner, so you don't know how all those.
No, but I knew a lot about as far as selling it, what the pain points were for people. And what I find the pain points are for roofers is that one of the biggest problems is the depreciation check and the supplement check for 2 reasons. Let's take the supplement, for instance. One, the sales rep never wants to go back out to the home. So they've sold the job, the roof is built. The sales rep doesn't want to go back out there and he'll hear complaints. And then secondary to that, the roofing contractor far underestimates the time and resources it takes when you have 20 supplement checks that are outstanding. That rep has no incentive usually to go back out there and get the supplement check because they've already been paid on the job. And so what, you're going to give them a couple percentage points on the supplement check they come in? It's not worth their time to drive an hour back out to a completed job. And so there becomes this kind of tug of war between do the right thing for the company, go get these checks, and I've already been paid. I want to move on to the next job. And I think that a lot of contractors far underestimate as they grow the amount of time and resources it takes to collect that money.
And so that was the benefit of outsourcing that.
Correct.
Is Square Dash? So we had David Summerly on last week. They're in the same space, right?
I talked to David Summerly last Friday, and me and him were talking, and I can't remember the gentleman's name, a good guy.
Matt
Lafrug. Yes, it starts with an F. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I spoke with him at Dimitri's conference myself, and he's fixed a lot of the things that I saw as being an issue. And he's done some really cool things with that. Most importantly, he's created that portal where both parties can put their money into. This was a problem because what you had to do is solve the problem of the direction to pay or the AOB in some states. If you couldn't be the one that was attached to the money, how are you going to be able to do that? Now we did it through, or that company did it through giving pre-addressed envelopes to each homeowner so that you could track the money and where it was going, what bank it was at, things like that. Became a very cumbersome process as you got bigger.